smoke crack, motherfucker, I sell it.
What is going on, everybody? This is the Miscellaneous Minds Podcast. I'm your co-host, Puma Gato, the cat that hands your lightweight title back. And to my left over here is the man that is used to narrow, the man that makes the fat stacks. Together from the dynamic duo that won't die. Deadly ideas, run, spicier content than your girl's OnlyFans.
What is going on, everybody? Before we get into tonight's topic, please make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit. And with that, let's get right into it. So we have a lightweight title match on our hands. It looks like Islam Makhachev is going to go up against Arman Tsarukyan for the second time, hoping to show once again why he beat him the first time. Listen, I think Islam has been at the top of his game for quite some time now. I think him defending as many times as he's defended, him in many people's eyes surpassing what Khabib has done, just because of the number of times he's defended, the number of the particular opponents that he's had, so on and so forth. I think Islam is obviously going to be the heavy favorite to win this. I know there's a little bit of talk from Khabib about what a future retirement's going to look like for Islam. I mean, we're still a few years down the road. They did mention that, so it's not something that's going to happen now. But the reason I bring it up is because, look, listen, he's beaten all the top competitors in his division. And even though I don't think we should be talking about retirement as of yet, given the fact that Khabib himself has brought it up and he's talked about it, as a little bit down the road, I think is an interesting thing. Now, with that being said, what is a potential future look like if Islam doesn't retire? Could he potentially move up to middleweight? That division is pretty heavy itself. There's a lot of great fighters on there. Could he potentially do the same damage at that division? Who knows? Again, he's cleared out basically everyone in his division. He's now doing the same thing that a lot of his predecessors did, where they're starting to lap people. And here we go up against someone that he's already beat via unanimous decision. As far as this particular fight, listen, I do think Islam's going to take it. I think Arman Tsarukyan has definitely earned a shot. He's done a lot of the great things that put him in the position that he should be, and he deserves his title shot. I just think Islam is just, a notch above the rest. When you look at the body of work that Islam has compared to Arman Tsarukyan, even though, yes, Arman Tsarukyan has beat a lot of great people, including one of my favorite fighters, Charles Oliveira, I just don't think that there's a dominance there that I can say I could see that performance emulated against Islam Makhachev. I think Islam Makhachev just does too many things right for that to be the case. Now, don't get me wrong, something's always possible. This is the fight game where a knockout could come out of nowhere. I just think Islam is just too dominant in the things that he's doing. And listen, everyone's dominant streak comes to an end at one point or the other. Take a look at Alex Volkanovski. But I don't think Islam's reached that point yet. I think Islam's game, his ground game in particular, obviously his wrestling, all that good stuff, is just head and shoulders above everybody else, including Arman Tsarukyan. So I feel like that's what's really going to carry him over. And, Islam's striking isn't bad. It's, I wouldn't call it great by any means, but it's not bad. So I do think for at least a brief period before he can go for the takedown, he can stand toe-to-toe and hold his own against Arman Tsarukyan, against other strikers as well. So that being said, I do believe Makhachev is going to be the victor in this fight. I think it's going to be a little bit too much for Arman Tsarukyan, and I feel like because of that, because of the elite level of wrestling that Islam has, I do think that it's going to be a UD. I don't think it's going to be a knockout. I do think it's going to be a unanimous decision in favor of Islam Makhachev. What do you think about that, my man?
Listen, to give a little bit of context as to the era that their first fight was in, I think the first fight actually took place in 2015. I wanted to say that was, 9 years ago? 9 years ago at this point. And this was at a time where Islam Makhachev was still trying to make a name of himself, trying to escape the shadow Khabib Nurmagomedov. Granted, not a bad shadow to escape from, but again, he wanted to make a name for himself, and I think he suffered his first loss maybe a year or two prior to that. So I think this was coming at a time, this matchup, where Islam Makhachev has the foundation to become a strong fighter, but he wasn't quite there yet. But in the years that we've seen him, again, in the 9 years removed from that fight, we've seen him, again, go up the heavyweights of, the heavy hitters of the lightweight division. And we can kind of see that now this is truly the Makhachev era. He's absolutely in his prime, and this is the apex of who he's going to be. And that apex I don't think is going to go down anytime soon. Now, even when he wasn't at the apex of who Islam Makhachev was, the first fight of them, the wrestling that Makhachev displayed in that first fight, he was defending against a lot of Tsarukyan's wrestling offense. And I think even at that time, for as young as he was, Makhachev still had a pretty damn good wrestling game going on. And I think the fact that we're now 9 years removed from it, and now Islam Makhachev is, wiser, stronger, a little bit more conditioned. Again, it's going to be a bit more of the same. It's going to be more of a better showcase, a better exhibition for Islam Makhachev. Now, I don't think Islam Makhachev has a diamond chin, but I know he's at least conditioned to take a punch better than most people would. So I think, again, Arman Tsarukyan's best offense that he can offer is wrestling, and I think even then, Makhachev's wrestling is better than most, if not a majority of the fighters in the lightweight division. Hell, even some people in middleweight division. So I do think this is going to be another grand showcase of the Makhachev wrestling prowess. Again, I do think the unanimous decision is going to be the most likely scenario here. I don't want to say this is going to be light work for Makhachev. I just think for this particular fight, it's going to be another day at the office. Considering the fact that the first fight was already a good showcase of who Makhachev was, and he was just starting to make a name for himself, this is going to be like, okay, yeah, this is who this man was 9 years ago. He's just even better. This is the sequel. This is the improved Makhachev 2.0 from last fight.
Yeah, man, I completely agree. I think Makhachev is going to show Tsarukyan why he beat him the first time. I think given the top tier competition he's faced since the last fight, I think the experience that Makhachev has is just above anything Arman Tsarukyan can muster. And again, yeah, they have some similar opponents again, Charles Oliveira and the such. So, you can always make the argument that, Tsarukyan has also faced top tier competition. I agree, but I don't think he's dominated them in the same way that Islam Makhachev has dominated them. So, yeah, man, we'll see. It's going to be an interesting fight. It's going to be a great fight, if I'm being honest with you. No matter what, I do see Islam win, again, VUD. But it'll be interesting to see, if Tsarukyan can pull something, man. You never know. It's the fight game. And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit, and
until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you in the next one.